welcome back to Pinky Boo Hauntings. I'll be your witchy host, Shy, and I'll be your guide to all things paranormal, weird, and spooky. So, today I thought we'd talk about aliens, which might be fun, and hopefully I won't get too freaked out. Because if I'm being honest, the thought of aliens have always scared me. Growing up, my mom loved X-Files, and I think it made me so fearful of being abducted. And watching movies like Signs didn't help with that fear. The moment that alien came out of those bushes, my heart came out of my body. So, for a good chunk of my childhood, I had a fear of a bright light taking me up into a ship from my bed. And yes, I was a huge scaredy cat when I was younger. At least when it comes to the strange and unusual. And yet, I also loved it. I've always been contradictory like that. But with all of that said, I've never been for sure if I believe in aliens. Because, of course, it would be insane to think we are all that is in the universe. But also, my mind cannot wrap itself around the idea of them. Which I can admit might be from my childhood fear that's probably still buried deep down. So, why don't we listen to some people's experiences and see if I can't cure myself completely of this fear? Or see if I end up bringing up old phobias once again. This first story was from a subreddit called Paranormal Encounters. People who's encountered an alien. What's your story? As a teenager, I had a strange series of unexplained interactions with three different visitors around the age of 15 or so. All three were during some stage of sleep. So, your typical start to an alien encounter. And the reason I was scared to go to sleep at night sometimes. I'm serious. I really hope this isn't going to bring back an old phobia of mine, because I swear I'm going to be mad at myself for doing this. The first experience was late at night, after I had been asleep for a few hours and seemingly woke up for no reason. I woke up in a slight fog and became very lucid to the presence of someone or something nearby. I remained still and pretended to sleep with my eyes still closed as I heard my bedroom door quietly open and I could hear the sound of little footsteps on my carpet as this visitor entered my room. Nope. If I knew that wasn't a ghost or something like that, I'd cease to exist. Probably because my heart would have threw itself into my butthole. This whole time, I could feel their presence slowly moving from the door at the left side foot of the bed and make their way around to the right side of the bed where the moonlight was flooding into my room. I feel like I could see the room itself as this was happening, but not the visitor. Are are you sure this wasn't a spirit messing with you? Cuz how could you not see them but you could see the room? That's kind of weird. Or is it? I felt them stop, and it was as if they were either watching me or watching the moon outside the window. Oh, they sound like me whenever I see the moon. Maybe they were just admiring her. She's so pretty. How could you not stop and stare at her? I was frozen as my instincts told me to basically play dead. as if I were being observed by a predatory animal, like a bear or a great white shark, who wouldn't attack me if it didn't feel a reason to. I didn't feel like I was so much frightened as I was just frozen and very confused, yet somehow very aware of the passing of time, which felt like I was nearly suspended in time. I remember speaking to this visitor telepathically in my mind, asking it if it could hear me, or if so, to give me a sign. Next thing I know, I woke up and forgot anything happened until I remembered that my door was locked when I went to bed and that it was unlocked when I woke up for school that morning. It didn't occur to me until later that day. I don't know what it was, but I have vivid memories every night since I was a kid, and 99% of them are not like this was. It feels like a memory of an experience, not a distant dream. I remember every detail today, and I'm 28 now. I understand being frozen and scared, but not gonna lie, this moonchild didn't seem like they were wanting to hurt you. Could be wrong, because I don't know why they would have been in your room, but it seems like they left the moment you tried to talk to them, almost like they were scared of you. But who knows? You could have some memories awaken and change all of this. The next was a dream where I was lucid in the dream because I was suddenly aware of someone else watching me in this dream. I was walking through an empty playground at night when I noticed this very, very, very handsome person sitting on top of one of those metal climbing structures that was shaped like a dome. You mean a monkey bars? The moon was shining brightly, and the moonlight saturated everything blue. Seriously, are we sure these are aliens and not some kind of moon being sent to you by the moon? Seems weird the moon is a focus point in both of these encounters so far. This person triggered the most visceral reaction from me, like meeting a soulmate or someone I felt deep love and familiarity with. Yet, they also triggered the uncanny valley for me too, not helping me think this isn't just a spiritual being of some kind. My instincts noticed something was off. They looked too perfect to be human. I said to them telepathically, I know what you are. Say it. Vampire. I take it back. They're Edward Cullens now, and they're just living out their twilight dreams. To which they smirked at me with unwavering eye contact and said, I know you do. And I was both suspicious and intrigued. Don't trust them. You'll end up with a weird CGI baby that haunts everyone's nightmares. Unless you're into that, then you do you, I guess. Just don't let a werewolf imprint on it. That's still weird to me. I don't care what she says. Next thing I know, we were at the end of a long discussion I wasn't present for, and I asked this person something I don't recall. They responded with, well, are you really sure you want to know the truth? And I nodded. They said, you will know one day, but for now, this is going to hurt. And then I'm laying on my stomach with my back exposed, and they pull out some sort of technology like you would see in a sci fi movie, but more advanced. And it had a long needle coming off of it, and they gave me a spinal tap that burned so much that it woke me up from my sleep. I felt the residual ache on my spine lingering after I woke up for a few minutes. I hope you didn't end up with a dish coming out of your ass, 'cause this kind of sounds familiar. It was the same atmosphere I felt in my room in the last story, too, and seemingly the same time at night, too, with the moonlight coming into my window. I fell asleep with no memory of it, other than subconsciously referring to this person as my cosmic husband or cosmic soulmate. And I still, to this day, have some deep knowing that I will see them again one day. I don't know. They sound like they gave you the Cartman treatment. Not sure I'd want a soulmate like that. The last was a frightening and disorientating sleep paralysis encounter during a nap I was taking in the afternoon after school. I had barely fallen asleep when I seemingly woke up. I thought it was odd how fast my nap went by, as I just laid down. Everything in my room was normal, except I noticed a lamp in the corner of it that wasn't there before. Then my internal alarm began to go off, and I felt a wave of dread wash over me. And I noticed a dark figure standing behind the lamp. I panicked and felt like I suddenly was in danger or something sinister was after me. I closed my eyes, thinking it was a dream, and I opened them to see this disturbing entity staring me in the face with the most unnatural smile. It looked sort of like Voldemort from Harry Potter with the grin of the Cheshire Cat. I tried to scream, and nothing came out, so I closed my eyes and felt my chest get heavier. I eventually woke myself up in a panic and sweating. I had only been asleep for less than 30 minutes, and I pretty much felt drained of all of my energy and went into the family room where my mom was and crashed on the couch with no explanation. My mom told me she thought it was strange I was asleep at all because she said she heard me moving around in my room nearby and figured I was awake. I was asleep the whole time. Again, are we really sure these are alien encounters and not something more otherworldly? Like from the other side, not from outer space? I don't know. Maybe it's because I've never felt comfortable when it comes to aliens. It's just to me, all these feel more paranormal and less beings from another planet. If I'm wrong, let me know, because again, this has never been my kind of thing. Never had these experiences again. Not sure why, but as someone who is a medium and occult magician today, I know that whatever these were, they weren't remotely supernatural or paranormal. They were extraterrestrial, or at least very interdimensional and intentional. I've had lucid dreams with entities today due to my spiritual practices, but nothing like the last encounter, which was horrifying. And the first two encounters were surreal, yet still felt very celestial to me. The cosmic being I felt, I still feel connected to. So you are into the occult. I know a lot of mediums talk to extraterrestrials and the such. So, I mean, it's possible you are connected to them in some way, but it is also possible something else is calling you, like the moon or something connected to the moon. Again, I could be so wrong about this. But from the outside, most of this feels more like the spiritual plane to me. That last thing could have been, what do they call them? Is it a spying spirit? Oh, I don't remember for sure, but basically, it's a being that is sent to you to attack you and spy on you. A lot of times, it's a jealous person that wants to see you mess up. So the being is sent to mess with you in any way it can, which could be through your sleep too, making you have nightmares and such to make you lose sleep so you're drained of your energy. And the fact that it never came back, your spirit team could have taken care of that, or you banished it yourself without realizing it. All right, this next story I also found in the comments of that same post, and it starts 2008 in Newmarket, Ontario, Canada. Midfall? I'm not fully sure what that means, but okay. I was new to the country and was at a boarding school. I had one roommate who was very quiet and found out he can sleep through a storm. One night, I'm the last one to go to bed. I finished up, get to my room, lock the door and the windows closed, and the roommate was dead asleep. I'm in my bed facing the wall. I hear three knocks. I didn't think much of it. Then I turn around in my bed and I open my eyes because I couldn't fall asleep. That's when I saw one. Looked like your standard alien grays, but was more pale. Had large eyes, but I could make out that it was squinting. You know what? This this would have been the thing that sent my heart into my butt. Absolutely. Also absolutely not. Could not be me. It was about a meter tall, about a meter away from me, near my roommate's bed, head of the bed. As I looked at it, it turned its head slowly and we made eye contact. Yeah, no, could not have been me. This would have sent me into such a spiral. I hate this. Why am I reading these again? I'd rather be reading about demons or something at this point because this is making me want to throw up at the thought of being face to face with any alien like that. As soon as we made eye contact, my eyes went shut and I was paralyzed. Not sure if it was out of fear or if it did something to me or a combination of both. It felt like 15 seconds or so before my fight or flight kicked in and I broke free of that paralysis. I quickly sat up in my bed yelling. I'd be yelling for a whole different reason. Also, I could see your brain shutting down, not knowing how to process what you're seeing in front of you. I flicked on my bed light and looked around. Nothing around. Door and window still closed and locked. My roommate still asleep. I stayed up for about 20 minutes, checked outside of the room and everywhere. Nothing. And our room is so high up from the ground that you need a very tall Jaws ladder to get to it from the outside. After I calmed myself, I gave up on staying awake. I went back to bed. I was just getting over it when I heard three knocks again. Because I was now on high alert, it registered to me this time. That was three knocks on glass, our window glass to be specific. So I didn't waste any time. I shot up, flicked the light on, and rushed to the window. Nothing. No lights, no craft, no alien. I had no explanation. Never had another encounter after this, but man, I wish I was more calm and didn't close my eyes. Maybe I scared it away. Maybe it got what it came for. I don't think it was there for me because it was standing near my roommate. I didn't keep in touch with the roommate, too. After the new year, they swapped him with another student, also from Iran, because he was not getting along with his Korean roommates. He had an attitude, and they pranked him a lot. Did he have the attitude before or after the pranking? Because if it was after, I don't blame him for having one. I'd be annoyed too. Oh, but about the alien, it probably was scared off by you. Clearly, it didn't expect to be seen. Can't believe you stayed in that room at all after that, though. I've taken this report to MUFON or MUFON recently. What the hell is that? The questionnaires they had me go through was tedious. But man, I think some people have had much more eventful experiences based on those. My whole encounter must have been under 2 minutes top. It was not a pareidolia effect because nothing was in that area of the room that could trick my eyes. It was not sleep paralysis because I have experienced those in the following years here and there, and it's a completely different thing. When I have sleep paralysis, I can try to move, but my whole body is slow and I can open my eyes and see stuff in the corner of my vision. This one felt like I was just instantly locked up, and as soon as I broke free, it was instantly gone. Not slowness. I shot up fast. It was not another student pranking us, because I would have noticed them coming in, as our locks are loud, and I'm too paranoid about theft, so I always lock the door. We didn't have any space in that room for anyone to hide in, and even so, after I would have seen them leave. Paranoid or not, everybody should be locking their doors. That's just smart. I can give more details about the room to paint you a picture of the room. We had it simple. From the door to the window, we each had a closet, bed, chair, desk, with a reading light above the bed, in that 1 meter space between us to get around. At best, we could use that space to do push ups. Yeah, clearly a dorm isn't going to have much space for someone to not only get into your room, but also hide in it without being seen. Still, I wonder what it was doing there. Like, was it trying to do something to your roommate? Or was it curious about something else, maybe? So, for this last one, it's simply called I think I saw an alien. So, I was driving home just a little bit ago, and it's important for me to say that I live in the middle of the country. I'm talking fields surrounding all four sides of my house, middle of nowhere type of country. So I'm driving, blasting my music, when I see something almost, but not quite human, standing in the field. There are no cars around, and my house is the only one for a couple of miles. It's about 10:30 at this point, so if someone was there, I would have seen their car at some point. I instantly get an unsettling feeling in my chest to the point where I had to slow down and turn off my music. My house is only a mile, maybe a mile and a half from where I saw this. So when I park in my driveway, I can see this field from inside my car. And right above where I saw the figure, There is a bright red glowing light in the sky. It's way too low to be a star, and it kept moving like it was hovering there. The light kept getting brighter, then dimmer as I'm staring at it. I tried to capture it on video, but it wouldn't show up on my phone. I could get the stars above it, but this red light would not show up, no matter how close I zoomed in. Then, as soon as I put my phone down, it started moving fast. It went about half of a mile before it got way brighter and just disappeared in the sky, nowhere to be seen. I got out of my car and looked around for a moment, but it had just vanished. Now I'm stuck with this unsettling feeling as I sit at home. Is it me or does that alien sound drunk? 'Cause what in the world was it doing in that ship? Its flight pattern sounds all over the place. Unless it was trying to throw you off doing all that. Edit. I don't know if this is relevant, but the day before this happened, we were having technology issues. Power was flickering and Wi Fi was out all day. I don't know if that's really that weird, is it? You said you live in the middle of nowhere. It's possible it was just some normal tech issues. I don't even live in the middle of nowhere, and we have power and Wi Fi issues all the time. Edit 2. I drove past that area the next day during the daytime, and all the crops that were in that area of the field were all suddenly dead. Okay, well, that's weirder for sure. Still, I wonder why it's flying around all crazy like. At least it didn't seem to bother you outside of making you feel off, which could have been their way of trying to get you to leave them alone. Or maybe they were drunk and you were feeling it. I wonder if we can give a UFO a DUI. Well, somehow I survived this episode without fully coming to old fears. It probably helped that no one seemed to get abducted. At least how you see it in the movies or TV shows. Because that's what always scared me the most. Well, that and actually seeing an alien. What do you guys think? Do you have an irrational fear of aliens or being abducted? Have you ever seen an alien? Or communicated with one? Maybe even got abducted? If you have any alien stories, or really any paranormal stories you'd like to share, why not consider sending an email at pinkyboohauntings at gmail. It will also be in the show notes and the description below. Also, if you are enjoying the podcast, please rate and review or like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. And if you feel compelled to, please share the coven with others. All of these things help us grow the podcast. And as you know, the more listeners we have, the more stories we can talk about. And the more stories we have, the less alone we'll feel in our beliefs. So spread our coven like wildfire. And also try not to get abducted by an alien. And please send it in if you do. If you get back, that is. But for now, the coven is adjourned. See you next time. Bye.